Sarveshwara Sadashiva. Welcome all friends for our study of three texts in the evening: Yoga Vaashishtha Ramayana, Prashnottara Ratnamalika and Sankshipta Skanda Purana. In Yoga Vaashishtha Ramayana, we are into the third Utpatthi Prakaranam, 10th SARGA. It is about Maha KALPANTHA AVASHISHTHA PARAMA KARANA VARNANAM. In other words, the Supreme Brahman is being expounded in so many ways. The beauty of this particular portion is when it is repeatedly studied, all the aspects of Paramatma Tattva, though it is inexplicable, are revealed to us. And a very beautiful, wonderful clarity idea about the truth surely dawns in the minds of those who are regularly listening, studying. Right, friends? Let us start doing it with prarthanas. Om, 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 Om Sahanavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्र भाष्य कृतौ वंदे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। तस्मै श्री गुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्र मुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम्। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुदमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानंद स्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर् जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यस्संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परम ब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद् गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराणेतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषि मुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्य क्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थं अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद देवता गुरु शास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृ देश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्ति आदीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रस्य अध्ययनं पारायणं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। तदनन्तरं प्रश्नोत्तर रत्नमालिका संक्षिप्त स्कंद पुराण पारायणमपि करिष्यामहे। श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रं मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं दृष्टा दर्शन दृश्य भूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्माद् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभाति अवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम महाकल्पान्तावशिष्ट परम कारण वर्णनं नाम दशमः सर्गः। श्री राम उवाच श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच। Friends, yesterday Sri Vasishtha ji in his last words has spoken about the truth in this way. Shunya, Shunyata, Chida, Chidu, Sada, Sadu. It is beyond all of that. That was explained. Only to say that don't conceptualize the truth and reality and get satisfied, contented there. No. It is to be experienced. That's why Bhagavan has given that type of explanation. Now, last one was Paramanorapi Param Tad Aniyo Hi Aniyasaha Shuddham Sukshmam Param Shantam Tad Akasha Udaradapi. See, Paramanoho Api Param. If you go into the micro measurements of the things, it is Paramanu then Paramanu. Therefore, smaller than small, Tad Aniyaha, Aniyasaha. Smaller than small, bigger than bigger, that only. Shuddham, there is no two. Sukshmam, very subtle. Param Shantam, absolutely, it is peace. Tad Akasha Udaradapi. Even from the Akasha also, it is Sukshma Shuddha Para Shanta. Then in that dik directions, Desha, Kala, the time, Adi means Vastu, Jati, Dravya, Ityadi, ye sara Anavachinna Rupatvat. None of these measurements which measure and limit other things cannot limit this self. Therefore, that is Ati Vistrutam. It is Vistruta in all measurements, parameters of Desha Kala Vastu. Means at all Desha, all Kala, it is there. In all Vastus, it is there. Rather, in it only all Desha Kala Vastus are there. Tad Anadyantam, endless, beginningless. Abhasam, pure consciousness. Bhasaniya Vivarjita. In that, other than it, there is nothing for it to be illuminated. Therefore, Chidrupameva no yatra labhyate. Even it is beyond the Chid Shabdartha. Then Tatra Jivata Katham Syat. Then where is Chidabhasa? Then where can be the Jiva? Then Chittata Akara Vasana Nitya Rupini Jivata. So that Jiva Bhava, which is the Ahamruti reflecting consciousness, having all its vasanas, that Jivata, how can it be there? In that self, which is even the next level of Chidrupata. Then Chidrupa Anudayat. चिद्रूपका भी वहाँ एक्सप्रेशन नहीं हुआ. तत्र नास्ति एव जीवता. No जीवता. To the jiva only belong the buddhi इत्यादि. Therefore, न बुद्धिता, न चित्तता, न इंद्रियत्वम, न वासना. That is the state. एवं इत्थम महा आरंभ पूर्णम अपि अजरम पदम. The pure self is of this nature. Asmadrushtya sthitam shantam shunyam akashatah adhikam. More subtler, greater than the akasha. In our drushti, we have already experienced that this way. Alone it can be told. This type of explanation regarding reality. In this particular beautiful text comes umpteen number of times. Giving us again and again chance to contemplate about that Shuddha Brahma Vastu, which is beyond all. Till we enter into this knack of contemplating on the self, these difficulties remain. Once, by our sincere, genuine efforts with pure heart, intentions, and invoking grace of God and Guru, we start contemplating. It's a different game altogether. The vision changes. That's it. Now, having heard all these sublime things, it is so fascinating, enchanting, same time being subtle. Sri Ramji wants to listen about it more and more times. Therefore, he is expressing his jignasa by asking Sri Vasishtha ji to tell about it little more. Om Namo Narayana. One second. श्री राम उवाच. राम जी पूछते हैं, परमार्थस्य किं रूपं तस्यानन्तचिदाकृतेः पुनरेतन्ममाचक्ष्व निपुणं बोधवृद्धये. See, tasya ananta chid akrute. So you told it ananta, I made an idea. Chidakruti got an idea. फिर भी of tasya kim रूपम tasya paramarthasya parama arthasya of that supreme truth. Artha means truth. Of that supreme truth, what else is the rupa? Punaha etat mama achaksha. Again, please tell me. Why? Nipunam bodha vruddhaye, for more and more subtler, deeper, expansive understanding. Right? Now in the coming whole chapter, starting from 38 up to 54, in these 17 mantras, as we studied in all Upanishads, in that way, this truth will be explained. It becomes little more easier for us, those who have heard Upanishads at least for some time. What is it? Let us see. Sri Vaashishtha. And you and I, by studying these texts morning and evening, getting a chance to repeatedly get information and contemplation. This can be a contemplation also while listening itself. Let us see. वशिष्ठ जी कहते हैं, श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच महाप्रलय संपत्तौ सर्व कारण कारणम शिष्यते परमं ब्रह्म तदिदं वर्ण्यते शृणु. See, Mahapralaya Sampattam. When the entire world goes into Mahapralaya, dissolves, Sarva Karana Karanam, the cause of all causes, Shishyate, remains. And what is it? Param Brahma, Paramam Brahma, the Supreme Brahman. Tad idam varnyate shrunu. That Brahman is being described here as asked by you. Please listen. Therefore, here Brahma Prapti eva moksha hetu. Only in the Mahapralaya the Brahma Prapti happens. That Mahapralaya need not be done by us. We need not wait for it to happen. Then what? We ourselves, on the seat of deep meditation, contemplation, and other required sadhanas done, we can eliminate the entire Vishwa from our vision by discovering it to be unreal mithya. At that time also, the whole world, because we have devalued, loses its hold. With that setup of antakarana, now called as purified, fit for flying in meditation. When we go into the deep meditation level, that sarva karana karanam, the paramam brahma, that is experienced. And these all are not just words spoken, they're all experiences by all our saints and sages, and they have no business or purpose to talk lies. झूठ बोलने का उनको ना कोई जरूरत नहीं है, कोई ऐसी विशेष फायदा नहीं है. सो महाप्रलय संपत्तौ सर्वकारण कारणम शिष्यते परमं ब्रह्म तद idam varnyate shrunu. Here now I describe, you listen Rama. This can be told this way only. Rama asked, expecting ki Vasishtha ji will tell it more substantially in the sense as we describe about the world. Even the descriptions of the world also, only when we are familiar with the vocabulary, we will be able to understand. But for the self, no vocabulary can reach it. Still, indicatively, this can be hinted in this way. Holding on to those indications, hints, we have to, on the dhyana avastha contemplation, discover it. That's our goal. Now let us say, one, कि नाशयित्वा स्वमात्मानं मनसः वृत्तिसंक्षये सद्रूपं यत् अनाख्येयं तद्रूपं तस्य वस्तुनः. Very good shloka. What we are studying in the morning, our what was the shloka? In Bhagavad Gita, na asataha vidyate bhavaha, na abhavaha vidyate sataha. That shloka is here. Listen carefully. He says, manasaha, mind, vritti samkshaye, when it dissolved all its vrittis by whatever sadhana. That is not told. That's by yoga sadhana, karma yoga and all. So, vritti samkshaye, when the samyak kshaya of all the vrittis of the mana happens, step one. Second step mein, that manaha swamatmanam nashayitva, when it destroys or dissolves itself also, then what remains is something called as sat, pure existence, and that is anakheyam. It cannot be explained in any words. Tasya vastunaha tadrupam. Of that Brahman, that is the Rupa. And in every of this shloka, Tasya Paramatmanaha, Tasya Vastunaha, Tadrupam. In this way, Vasishtha ji will answer. Why? Sri Ramji asked, Kim Rupam? So, Tadrupam. So, here, therefore, mind with all its thoughts then dissolved. What remains is not absence, something from where the mana came. And again, same logic, yesterday very exhaustively told, if the mana and the whole world, when it is purely experienced as existence, they cannot come from non-existence. They may be illusions. Like the snake may be illusion, but still it will have the substratum which is existing, which is substantial. That is the rope in that example. Here also, along with its vrittis, when the mind also dissolves, what remains is sadrupa. Sadrupam. And that Other than this word, anakeyam, in other descriptions, it cannot be explained, talked, described. उसका और दूसरा आख्या नहीं हो सकता. तत्पर तस्य वस्तुनः रूपम. That is the रूप of that Paramatma. Means what? You dissolve your mind with its thoughts, then you experience it. This is the way it can be known. I also know it that way. Having stayed in that experience, only I am speaking to you. And while speaking, it can be spoken like this only. And word is used there, anakheyam, cannot be otherwise described, explained, talked about. So, from this shloka, chitta vrittis along with chitta, when totally nasha, Yoga Vaashishtha talks about vasanakshaya mano nasha, not mano laya in nidra. Even in samadhi also, mana is held for some time. Mana is held for some time under force, even samadhi maybe. Okay. Even that also is not the sthiti. Hmm. नाशयित्वा स्वमात्मानं मनसः वृत्तिसंक्षये मनसः स्वमात्मानं नाशयित्वा यद् अनाख्येयं सद्रूपं तद् तस्य वस्तुनः रूपम्. That is the self. That's the Brahman which you asked. So dissolve the thoughts and mind on the seat of meditation. That's how the yoga chitta vritti nirodha tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthan. And as every day you listen morning and evening, the clarity should come that in this way only the self is explained, and as we become subtler, the intuitive feeling will come about that self on a seat of meditation, that is actualized when we really go beyond mind and its thoughts consciously. Right? And then a lot of descriptions or explanations regarding how the self realization happens in Jnana Marga, in Bhakti Marga, in the Chittavritti Nirodha Yoga Marga. Again, it will, if we touch it, it will take hours together to explain. In Bhakti and Jnana Marga, in Bhakti, while surrendering, in Jnana, by attending to the substratum, the vrittis go away. Then the vritti rahita self-realized. Same happens in yoga. In yoga, the vrittis are rejected, then the self remains. In attending to the self, consciously, on the seat of meditation in Vedanta, self remains, everything goes away. In bhakti, all vrittis are offered to the divine, then the self remains. In chitta yoga, chitta vrittis are consciously eliminated through yama niyama asanadi, ashtanga yoga, abhyasa vairagya, kriya yoga. Then वृत्ति निरोध हो गया तथा दृष्टु हो स्वरूपे अवस्था. Clear? Then the other discussions like the samashti mana created the samashti vishwa, our veshti mana created our vishwa. We transcend our veshti mana, we realize the self. But still when we come in the upadhi level, we live in the samashti ishvara sankalpita jagat. When we are with the upadhi, upadhis are always limited of ours. They are always in the part of samashti upadhi. That's why all Jivan Muktas, when they are in the Mukta Avastha, they are beyond Jiva Jagadishwara. Only Ekameva Advaya Brahma. When they come to Upadhi level, then they have to live in the same Shariradi Upadhi, which have to follow all the rules of the Samashti. And there is no harm in that. There is no problem in that to them. These are all, if at all, questions come. They will come. Sri Ramji may ask, Vaashishtha will anyway explain. One. Second one. In this Brahman again, Nasti Drishyam Jagadrashta Drishya Bhavad Vilinavat Bhati iti Bhasanam Yat Syat Tadrupam Tasya Vastunaha. So Nasti Drishyam. In that pure Brahman, there is no Drishya. Drishya Abhavat, because Drishya is not there. Jagat Drashta Vilinavat. Even the corresponding Drashta also Vilina. Then what remains there? Bhasanam Bhati. The one which was illuminating this Drashta, me, Drishya, the Jagat, the contact between them, giving the experience of darshanam. All these three, जो भाषित कर रहे थे, कर रहा था दिन तीनों को, that alone remains. यत् स्यात् भाति इति भाषणम यत् स्यात् तत् रूपम तस्य वस्तुना. So in the above shloka, Sadrupata are told. In this shloka, Chidrupata is told. Nasti Drishyam. So transcend all the Drishyam. Check it in the absence of Drashtutva also. Because Drashta is a Drashta only when there is corresponding Drishya. सारा दृश्य चला गया, दृष्टा भी नहीं, then how can there be darshanam? Drashta only has the darshanam of the drishya. No drishya, no drashta, no darshanam. But still, the Shuddha Bhasanam is there. That is the Swarup of that Paramatma which you asked. Tadrupam tasya vastunaha. Bhati iti bhasanam yatsyat tadrupam tasya vastunaha. In one sadhana, drashta is made zero. In other place, drashta. Another place, drishya is told to be made zero. In another place, darshan. एक dissolve हो गया तो other two also get dissolved because they are mutually dependent things. All these three. Triputi they are called. Even one of them are not there, other two are not there. One of them is not there. We have already seen it some 15-20 days back in the earlier sargas. So therefore, that Triputi when dissolved, what Abhasa remains. Abhasa is not here the reflection. So Abhasa use bhi nahi kiya. Bhasanam kaha. Pure consciousness. Bhati iti bhasanam yat syat. That pure awareness which remains, tad rupam tasya vastuna. Tad rupam. Tasya vastuna tad rupam. Two are told. So mana with its vrittis dissolved, what satta remains is that. Same way, mana only it is, but put in another way, the drishya dissolved, drashta gone, darshanam gone. What was illuminating all these three? That is the rupa of that Paramatma. So while telling in this way the Paramatma Swarupa, the sadhana also told, same time, in that Paramatma, this drashta, darshana, drashya, the mana, its vrittis, containing jagra, swapna, sushupti avasthas, all of them are projected and kalpita, of which we make a बातों को बतंगड़ बनाते. Like a cinema देख कर आ रहे और घंटों उसके बारे में बात कर रहे. What is there to talk? The cinema itself is an illusion or delusion or projection. And on that talking is double nonsense. Not real at all. But when you talk, it appears real. In the same way, all of us put together in our ignorance talk about this world as real, thus it gathered reality. Imagine some 50, 100 of the Tattva Jnana gained Brahmanishta Purushas together, staying and talking together. Will they talk about all this as real or what? Right? So Brahman description is told, in that only Brahma Prapti sadhana is told, in that only other than Brahman, Everything is projected on that, rejectable and should be rejected. That also is hinted. So be wise to catch all these things. Now, shall we see one more mantra? 41st. Chiter jiva swabhavaya yadachetyonmukham vapuhu chinmatram vimalam shantam satadrupam paramatmanah. Again, same thing put in another way. So many ways are tried by Vaashishtha ji to tell, expecting any one of them will click to Sri Ramji or any of other students including ourselves. कुछ भी क्लिक हो जाएगा करके इतने तरकीब बता रहे और इतने सारे की जरूरत नहीं है. Any one of them also will do. Some people will be comfortable with this explanation, other that one, other that one. But any of that effort reaches to the reality. So here, chitehe jiva svabhavayaha, when the pure consciousness reflected in the aham vritti, it has become chidabhasa. With the chidabhasa, that is called as aham chidavru, that's called as jiva. This jiva cannot be without owning something, without knowing something, without doing something. So he knows, he owns, he does, he experiences. These objects, which are either known or owned or involved in or experienced, they are called as Chaitya. Chaitya means illumined, which it has come many a times this word already. So from this chitta, jiva, chitehe jiva svabhavayaha yad achetya unmukham vapuhu. When all these to be known from him are removed, and still one is in the waking plane, not in the nidra. Nidra also, all known are gone, the knower also goes. Both are dissolved. Both are gone into laya avastha. Dono jodi. So here it is not talked about. Only all the element are known or withdrawn from by whatever the sadhana. It will be told in the future. In that case, chinmatram vimalam shantam. What remains is Vimala, pure, Shanta, absolutely quite peaceful, Chit Matram, only consciousness. Tat Paramatmanaha Rupam. That's called the Supreme Paramatma. So I am the Jiva. Then I have so many things identified with. First, knowing. Say, Deindra Prana Mano Buddhi. I know them. Then I say they are mine. I own them. Then I act through them. Then I go through the experiences again through them. When all that are dropped by whatever sadhana, what remains is Chinmatram Vimalam Shantam. Now, by this explanation, we can come to this understanding that in this pure Chinmatra, but never existing, but ever imagined, so many cluster of things put together while deluding us, not allowing us to realize our Chinmatra Rupa. Deha, Indra, Prana, Mana, Buddhi, the Tadatma Vidyam, the desires in them, the actions, functions through them, the modifications in them, the अनुभूतिस that are gained through them, इतना सारा हम उलझनों में है. Just like in the outer world we are in the uljans, so many from morning till evening, from birth till death, in thousands of lives. कितने उलझनों में हम है देखो. हर एक चीज जरूरी इंपॉर्टेंट ही लगता है आउटसाइड, है ना. पेपर इंपॉर्टेंट, टीवी इंपॉर्टेंट, मार्केट इंपॉर्टेंट, फ्रेंड्स इंपॉर्टेंट, चिल्ड्रन इंपॉर्टेंट. Definitely from last 60 years, every day I call my brother or and sister, they also call me. सुबह मैं करता हूँ, शाम को वो करते. How many millions of people are there in this way, lost in so many things throughout the day outside. And some examples we gave. Each one has his own. किसी को योग में जाना, किसी को प्राणायाम में, किसी को इवनिंग वॉकिंग में, किसी को लाफिंग क्लब में जाना, विथ फ्रेंड्स गुफ्तगू, नया फ्रेंड्स बनाए, न्यू क्लब, all so important. If we understand example outside, within our antakarana also, I, the jiva, is lost in all these things. If all of them are dropped, I am no more jiva, I am pure chinmatra. See, chitehe jiva svabhavayaha chitehe yat achetya unmukham vapo. Achetya unmukha means free from all known by the jiva, owned by jiva, functionings and experiences. From all of that, when you become unmukha, withdrawn, what remains is the chinmatra vimalam shantam. Tadrupam paramatmanaha tadrupam tasya vastunaha. So each shlokas are giving us techniques to meditate, contemplate and focus on that self reality. Good, no? Very good data. Good, we studied other shastras. Some vocabulary we have of that. We are able to interpret, understand these shlokas. No bhashyam. Because of Upanishad and Shankara Bhashyam studied, we are able to explain this. दूसरा कोई नहीं है. And Yoga Vaashishtha Adi Maha Prakarana Granthas, they are Smriti Granthas. They are all obedient followers of the Vedanta or Shruti only. Upanishads only. And Upanishadi Brahman is what experienced by the saints like Vaashishtha ji. What else they speak? At any period of history, having the gap even of thousands of years, whoever experiences the reality, they talk about the reality in the same way. Language may differ, but what they say is same only. So the Upanishadic Rishis, the Treta Yuga Vasishthaji's teachings, all of that is same. Now one more next way of contemplating to reach to that Tadrupa Paramatma as guided by the great Vasishthaji. He says, Angalagne Pivatadau Sparshadi Anubhavam Vina Jivatah Chetaso Rupam Yattadvai Paramatmanaha. Interesting explanation is very rare. Vatadau anga lagne api. Vata is heat. Adi means cold. Shita ushna, like in Gita. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna. So the shita ushna ityadi anga lagne api. Even though they are touching our body, still our chitta, even though they are touching the body, if our chitta is in such a state wherein sparshadi anubhavam vina, it is not experiencing, noting, registering those sparshadi. That state of chitta is called as Paramatma only. Anga lagne api vata adau sparsha adi anubhavam vina jivatah chetasa rupam yat tadvai paramatmanaha rupam. That's what. Tanti tikshasva bharata. That's why immediately after that sloka, yam hi navyathayanti yete. Yete शीत उष्ण सुख दुःखादयः यम पुरुषम न व्यथयन्ति. Why? The sadhana is samatvat. Therefore, samadukha sukham dhiram. Such person, saha, is it not said, amritatvaya kalpate? It was a surprise to us to listen to this fact that just by withstanding to the pairs of opposite, one will realize the Amrita Swarupa. When the shloka was read, it was astonishing. But then when Bhashyakara gave the explanation, we could understand. Same here it is said. That is, when Shita Ushna are not valued, slowly the vasanas from within keep on going away. The vasana rahita chitta is no more chitta. It is pure chit only. This vasanas inside create spandana in the Chaitanya Atma, after which it appears like Chitta having its vrittis. The vasanas are not there, spandana is not there, chittata is not there, chitta vrittis are not there, chit pure alone is there. This also was discussed one sarga back, spanda discussion. So this is how when every of the shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha are touching the indriyas but not creating any anubhava in the chitta. In fact, that's a chitta samadhi sthiti only. Then only yogis who are in samadhi koi shabda sparsha unko touch nahi karte. That samadhi by some yogis is through willpower, sankalpa. Here, not willpower, but through the Vedanta Vicharana, when the anatma, asatyatva, mithyatva is understood, therefore it is not valued. Then the vasanas which were projecting the thoughts and all, they go away. What remains is chitta without takara. Takaro vishayadhyasa. Chittam chitcha vijaniyat तकाररहितं यदा तकारो विषयाध्यासः जपारागो यथामणो. In Sadachara it will come, we will study Adi Shankara's writings. Takar ke bina chitta is equal to chit only. That is it. Jivatah chetasva rupam yat tadvai paramatmanah rupam. हो गया. One more. अस्वप्नाया अनंताया अजडाया मनस्थितेः यद्रूपं चिरनिद्रायाः तत्तदा अनगशिष्यते तत्तदा अनगशिष्यते तदा तत् शिष्यते अनग. Oh sinless Rama, again manasthiteः. What is manasthiti? Aswapnaya, swapnavastha transcended. Anantayaha, Jagradavastha transcended. Ajadayaha, Nidravastha transcended. Then these three avasthas, Nidra. These three avasthas are not allowed to manifest. That's called Chira Nidrayaha. Yad Rupam. What it remains at the time. He Anaga, Tat Avashishtha. That is called Paramatma. It is the Mandukya language of Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti, Turiyavastha. Vishwataya is a Prajna and Turiya Atma. See, in one place, all these techniques of contemplation, meditation, Sri Vaashishtha has brought and gives. Are we not lucky? Is it not kind enough? And are we not lucky in another way that relentlessly, because from 1 year, every day we are studying Sri Vaashishtha, Yoga Vasma Ramayana, that Ramji, Vaashishthaji, Vishwamitraji, Valmiki, Vamadevaji, Vedavyasaji, all of them are giving us little blessings. Therefore, at least the word meaning, sentence meaning, some little understanding we are able to have. Imagine if we this way continue, our Shraddha we enhance, our desire to know the truth we deepen, our prayer to Vasishtha become more stronger. In the meantime, we also gather little more Viveka, Vairagya and Manashuddhi. Will we not be in a more higher stage in understanding these things? And imagine if we also start contemplating on these mantras as and when we study in the room, and that too almost all through the day, keeping away all other things. Sarvadharman parityaja karke, only this when we do, will we not enter into those deep meditation? Who says not? But are we having those types of sankalpas, chitta shuddhis, anushtanas, nishta? If we have them, the Guru and God has no hesitation in blessing us with this vision experience. Think about it. More beautiful slokas like this throughout the chapter. We will try to see tomorrow. Thank you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Tat Sat Brahmarpanam Astu. We have done some more shlokas today, remaining tomorrow. Come back for Hindi class on Prashnottara.